Hey guys, it's Engineer Pat 5290 coming to you with the Q&A responses for January. I just got to say first off, I want to thank everybody for participating in this one. This one was a really big one. Received a lot of good questions from you all, and it has been a good one. Um, we're going to go ahead and kick things off with the for the first participant is CMO Trains. He lists 10 questions. Which NS rebuild is your favorite? It can be done that's past or currently ongoing. Has to be the SD70 ACU. I love the overall appearance of them. I think they're really nice, and they sound really good, and they have really good pulling power. Junior pretty much took an old SD90 Mac and just rebuilt it. They did a huge overhaul about that, and I think it was just awesome to see that Norfolk Southern can actually recycle an old locomotive and make it into a brand new locomotive right out of the assembly line. So, what are your thoughts on opinions on precision scheduled railroading? I really don't know. I understand it saves a lot of money. If it's something that the railroads want, then I pretty much don't have a really good answer for that, just because I hear a lot of people with a lot of different ones. But I think that's a good question. What do you like better, the ACE Tier 4 credit, or the ET44AC? Now, out of the regular Tier 4 GE and the Tier 4 EMD, GE wins. Now, EMD's Tier 4 credit SD70 ACE, in fact, is a really nice locomotive. I do like those, and I like the GE ET44ACs. What's your favorite steam locomotive in UP steam program? Has to be 4014. It was 844, 3985, or 4014. Has to be 4014. What Western Midwestern Class 1 is your favorite? Oh, that's a pretty good question to ask. I like all three that he's mentioned, BNSF, UP, or KCS. I'd rather like, I just like all three of them. Which Eastern Class 1 do you like better? CSX or NS? Has to be Norfolk Southern. Favorite veterans unit? Let me look at that one a second. I like 69. I will rate these. 6920 is the top. KCS 4006, number 2. UP 1943 and Amtrak 42. Favorite falling flag? I have so many favorites. I like Conrail, Southern, Norfolk and Western, and the Santa Fe. Favorite KCS paint scheme, the Southern Bell or the Ghost Gray? I like the Southern Bell. You were to work for what job would you pick? It just depends on what's offered. I like different jobs with the railroad because they have lots of different opportunities, and a lot of opportunities have amazed me, like in sales and marketing. And I think that's a really good question. I like those, and I also like public relations as well. So, really good questions here. Take username chimes in. A long list of questions, list of 12. How far away from home have you gone for rail fanning? I've just gone up and down the East Coast, probably max about 5 hours, maybe 6 hours. What did you see? Altoona. What did you see? Altoona. If there was something really special, was it worth it? Yes, I got to actually rail fan Horseshoe Curve in Altoona, Pennsylvania. That's the farthest I've been. And I really want to go back up there. Out of the NNW J-Class, New York Central Hudson's, and Southern Pacific GS4s, what's your favorite? Has to be the J611. Has to be the J611. Family have military history, perhaps, and even if rare in history. I really appreciate you asking about that, but I really don't have an answer for that, so I do apologize. Aside from trains and trucks, are you interested in any other intermodal forms of transport? Mostly trucks and trains is my field. I've also been into airplanes a little bit because I've always liked learning about jet engines. Do you watch sci-fi documentaries? In fact, I've never heard of them. If you don't mind, explain that in the comment section. Do you play any video games? No, I do not. Favorite film and TV show is a good one. My favorite all-time show is the Andy Griffith Show from the 60s. One of my favorite films has to be The Sandlot. Has to be the original Sandlot. Any other social media aside from YouTube and Facebook? I use Instagram, and that's the same as my YouTube channel if you use that. What kind of music do you listen to? What's your favorite song or band? I have a little bit of everything. I like a little everything. If you had to choose between UP's 4000 class or an early GP unit to haul consisting of two cars, what would you pick and why? SD40-2. Has to be an SD40-2 because that was the best locomotive that EMD ever produced. Baldwin or Alco? I would prefer Alco. And what's your favorite fixture of a real-life locomotive? Could you explain that a little bit more in the comment section? Because I need to have a clarification on that one. Conrail 722 SD80 Mac chimes in with a list of a few questions, about 10 questions. When did NS get the 38-3s? Those were actually rebuilt at Altoona shops. They rebuilt those from -2. I think they rebuilt it from a little bit of everything, I'm not sure. Santa Fe or Conrail? I like both, but Santa Fe is a legendary railroad. I love them for the red and silver war bonnet paint scheme. And I love Conrail because of their EMD fleet and the RS3L. Santa Fe had the RS3K. Are you planning to see the 4014? Not sure yet. Favorite Amtrak phase has to be Phase 3 on the F40PH, the -8Ws, and the Genesis. How many trains do you see a day? It just depends on how much traffic is out there. When did you start doing YouTube? March 1st of 2015. Did you know 2 red Tier 1s or T1s are getting restored? No, I did not. What's your favorite leaser? I like First Union Rail Corp and Helm Financial Company, or HLCX. And do you think the Heritage units will get retired? No, no chance. Hunter Evans chimes in next. 3 questions for the Q&A. What's your favorite freight car? I always love box cars. And I also like a lot of the container cars, especially the spine cars. They're unique cars. SD70 standard cab or the 75 MRI has to be the SD70 standard cab. Favorite train on the Norfolk District? Oh, I got a lot of good ones. Favorite intermodal has to be 234. My favorite coal trains, I like all the 800 series coal trains because that's where a lot of the good power comes in, is on the coal trains and the intermodals. Favorite local, NSV07. All right, Stephen KCS Railfan is up next. When did you first begin liking trains? About age 3, so coming up May 21st of this year, I'll be 20 years into trains. Favorite painted DC to AC version of the C6M, ACCs, and the C6Fs? I prefer the C6Ms or the C6Fs. ACCs are okay, but I prefer the ACCs in the black. 1943 or 6920? 6920 is the better one. All-time favorite steam locomotive, the NNW J611. CSX and NS Railfan 23 chimes in with a question. What's your favorite NS and UP Heritage unit, and do you know when the new CSX Tier 4As will be out? I like all of NS's Heritage units, and I like all of UP's. I really don't have a specific favorite. The Tier 4 will be out in the second quarter of 19. Andrew Johnson, one of my friends from school, asked me, what's your favorite sports team at Virginia Wesleyan University? Has to be the lacrosse team. If you had to compare the lacrosse team to one train, what would it be? A nice loaded coal train that's out there hauling the coal to foreign countries. And I think the lacrosse team is a huge coal train. They perform well, and they are an awesome team. Patrick the Fox comments, what are your thoughts on Amtrak in 19? I can see them right now retiring the Genesis in phases and getting new locomotives. And I think they're going to plans to retire the Scylla before too long. So that's a couple things that they're doing. Hayden R. chimes in as well with a couple of questions. Have you ever thought about freight hopping across this beautiful country? I would been thinking about riding a passenger train long distances as well, like Amtrak. I've been really wanting to do that. It's a civic job you want to do when you work for NS. I haven't decided on that. Opinions on CSX locomotives. I particularly don't care for CSX as a company, but there are a few locomotives that I do like. The SD70 Mac, the 4700 series, the AC44s in YN2, and the EMDs, of course, in YN2, but I like them for YN2, and that's about it. Dramatic and neat high school stories. I really don't have any answers on that one right now, but I will do a follow-up on that. Let me think about that one. Transcontinental Railroad Productions, really nice channel name, chimed in. What railroad or tourist museum would you visit next? I haven't decided yet, but I kind of want to go. maybe to, I've been thinking about Illinois. I've been thinking about California as well because I know there are several good locomotives out there. Andrew Leob, further information on the restoration work for 4014 or the ATSF 2926 and or CNO 1309. Updates on the CNO 1309, they're planning to bring it out Independence Day of 19, so that will be fully operational. 4014, that's nearing completion, but I don't know any updates on the ATSF. I will follow up on that. When is NS going to be getting the Tier 4 SD70 ACs from Jake the TH Railfan, another one of my buddies? I think second quarter of 19, and the Tier 4 credits are already being delivered. And the final question is Austin, France. Why 5290? It was the last Conrail engine to be painted Norfolk Southern in 2013. That's when it lost its Conrail colors, and I've named my channel after that locomotive because of the EMD model, the GP38-2. It wore the Operation Lifesaver logo, and also it has its original RS3L horn still on the unit. And it was bought by Penn Central in February 73. The only reason why I like Penn Central to follow up on that is 5290 because they bought the unit. And I like them because of the RS3L and, of course, Conrail continued the legacy. So, anyway, that concludes this month's Q&A. I want to thank everybody for participating in this compilation for the Q&A. And if you have any further questions, I will be releasing a new prompt after February the 1st. So if you have any other further questions, leave comments in the description box for that one. And I appreciate all of you sending me some good questions. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I thank y'all for watching.